Add the horses to the mizzen top gallant yard, which were assembled in stage 81. Cut 700mm of thread and tie it to the centre of the yard to form the tie. Feed the tie through the upper hole in the top gallant mast, then pull the yard up so it's just below the octagonal collar. Secure the tie to the middle pin on the mizzen mast belaying pin rack. Cut a 650mm length of thread for the lift. Tie this to the mast between the two pairs of blocks, then take it through the block on the yard and back through the block on the mast. Secure this thread to the aft shroud on the mizzen top. Repeat steps 5 to 6 on the other side of the model and tension both sides at once to make sure the sail is even. Cut a 92-inch length of thread for the brace. Tie this to the driver boom next to the brace for the mizzen topsail yard. Take this thread up through the block near the end of the top gallant yard. Take the threads back down through the unused hole in the double block on the driver boom. Tie the thread off to the inboard eye bolt on the taffrail. Repeat steps 7 to 10 on the other side of the model and tension both sides at once to make sure the sail is even. Make the top gallant parel ropes. Tie 250mm length of thread to the top gallant yard close to the centre. Feed this around the mast, being careful not to trap any of the other rigging, and tie it off to the other side of the yard. Repeat this on all 3 top gallant yards. Fitting the anchors. Take one of the double blocks and cut a 30mm length of the thin brass wire. Wrap the wire around the block and twist the ends together to secure them and cut off one leg. Use a pair of needle nose pliers to form the remaining leg into a neat hook. Shorten the legs as necessary. Then use a short piece of brown 0.8mm thread to form a loop about 8mm in diameter. Take one of the anchors you previously assembled in stage 2 or stage 30 and fold the loop around the anchor shank. Then tuck the centre of the loop back through itself. Tie a 200mm length of 0.8mm brown thread around the brass ring and another around the bottom of the anchor shank. Tie a 450mm length of 0.25mm natural thread around the end of the cat head. Loosely rig the double block and hook to the cat head using the free end of the thread. The anchor in position as shown in your instructions, securing the ropes as shown in steps 11 and 12. Tie the top of the anchor to the cat head, wrap the thread around the cat head twice and secure it with 2 half hitches. Tie the bottom end of the anchor to the timber head just aft of the carronade. Secure the thread with a clove hitch. Hook the double block to the loop or thread on the anchor stock and then tighten the rigging. Take the thread through the snatch block and secure it to the timber head aft of the block using a clove hitch. Cut the anchor rope to length, leaving some slack hanging down, and glue the end inside the horse hole. Assemble another anchor using the instructions from stage 30. There is no need to attach an anchor rope, but tie on two 200mm lengths of 0.8mm brown thread, one to the brass ring and the other about halfway along the shank. Position the anchor over the full chainwell as shown in your instructions and lash it in place as in the next step. To make the sprit sail yard brace, take a 750mm length of thread and tie it to the end of the sprit sail yard. Feed this thread through the outer hole in the outer block under the foretop. Feed the thread through the outer eye bolt under the foretop, then down to deck level. Secure the end of the thread to the second pin from the end of the cockpit pin rail. Then repeat steps 1 to 4 on the other side of your model. Make the sprit sail topsail yard brace. Take an 850mm length of thread and tie one end to the tip of the sprit sail topsail yard. Feed the free end through the inner hole of the outer double block used in step 2. Then take the thread through the inner eye bolt under the foretop, then down to deck level. Secure the thread to the same pin you used in step 4 of your instructions. Then repeat steps 5 to 8 on the other side of your model.